The text came at 7:42 p.m., her name lighting up my phone like a warning flare. No recording devices. What happens tonight dies tonight. A joke, maybe, or a confession dressed as humor. Either way, it hit wrong. Her bachelorette weekend, Vegas, her 5 closest friends, and me, the trusting fiancé, left behind to finish seating charts. I stared at her message, thumb hovering over the keyboard. Then typed 4 words that felt colder than they looked. Have your privacy. Enjoy. She replied with a heart emoji. I stared at it until it faded off screen, then opened another message thread, one named Parker Investigations. The man on the other end didn't need context, just a date, a flight number, and a hotel name. He called it routine, said most men don't want the answer. I told him I wasn't most men. He chuckled. The easiest 700 I'll ever make. He wasn't wrong. The first crack in my world didn't come from a confession. It came from silence. She returned from her trip glowing. Too glowing. That laugh, louder. That touch, softer, almost guilty. She hugged me longer than usual, eyes darting sideways as if she was checking for something I might have found. When I asked how the trip was, she said, "It was perfect." That single word carried the weight of every lie I hadn't caught yet. At night, she slept too easily, and I lay awake listening to the quiet between her breaths, wondering who she'd whispered to in those same hours just days before. The PI's file arrived on a Tuesday, plain brown envelope, no note, no explanation. I left it on the counter for an hour, staring at it like it might burn through the surface. When I finally opened it, I didn't react, not the way he probably expected. No shouting, no smashing, just stillness. A USB drive, 2 printed photos. Her, at a private club suite, hands where they shouldn't have been. The timestamp read Friday, 11:43 p.m., the night she told me she was too tired to text. In the video, she wasn't tired. She was alive in a way she never was with me. Something inside me didn't shatter. It crystallized, clear, sharp. All the noise was gone. People think heartbreak comes like an explosion. It doesn't. It's a quiet calibration, the moment your world realigns around a truth you can't unknow. She spent the next week planning floral arrangements, laughing on calls with her bridesmaids. I smiled, nodded, helped. She thought my silence was devotion. It wasn't. It was reconnaissance. I made copies, backups, labeled folders, one for me, one for her parents. Her father adored me. Old school man, ex-military, the type who shakes your hand like he's weighing your soul. He once told me, "If you ever hurt my daughter, I'll find you." I smiled at the irony. I wondered if he'd say the same thing to her. The rehearsal dinner glowed with champagne laughter and curated innocence. Her parents sat beside me, proud, unaware. She floated through the room in white silk, touching shoulders, kissing cheeks. To anyone else, she looked radiant. To me, she looked rehearsed. I watched her father's phone buzz once, then again. He frowned, checked the screen, leaned toward his wife. The color drained from both their faces. Her mother whispered something, shook her head like she could shake the image away. Her father stood, quietly, firmly. He looked at me, eyes searching. I met his gaze and gave a small nod. That was all it took. He turned to his daughter. Outside. Now. The music kept playing, but the air fractured. I didn't follow. I didn't need to. The PI's file had done its job. She came home later that night, mascara streaked like bruises under her eyes. The front door closed behind her with a sound that felt like a final page turning. "You showed them?" she asked. Her voice trembled, but there was no denial. I didn't answer. Her hands shook. "You could have talked to me first." I cut her off, calm. "I did. 4 years ago, when I asked if you were ready for this kind of life." She stared at me, unblinking. "You ruined me." I leaned forward, voice quiet, deliberate. "No, Ava, you filmed yourself doing that." She flinched, then laughed, a bitter, broken sound. "Do you feel proud? Vindicated?" I considered the question. "I feel finished." The wedding never happened. The venue canceled. The vendors refunded. Her parents handled everything, quietly, professionally, as if cleaning up an accident scene. The PI sent me a final message. "Told you it'd be easy. Hope you got what you needed." I replied, "You have no idea." I kept one photo from the file, not the explicit one, just her, smiling at someone off camera, unguarded, unaware. It's strange how betrayal looks so human before it curdles. I placed it in a drawer I never open, a relic of a life that never happened. Sometimes I wonder if she still tells people the story her way, that I was controlling or paranoid or obsessed. Maybe that's her survival. Maybe it's mine too. I've learned that revenge isn't an act, it's a silence. It's the absence of reaction when they expect your collapse. When her father called to say thank you, he paused before hanging up. "You're a better man than I am," he said. He was wrong. I'm not better, just quieter. Last night, I drove past the old venue. The lights were off, the sign still read, "Reserved." I parked for a minute, engine humming, and watched the reflection of the moon on the glass doors. Somewhere, she's probably trying to rebuild. I don't wish her ruin anymore, just remembrance. Because some lessons don't fade. They echo, softly, endlessly, like a message that never stops ringing. What happens tonight dies tonight. No, it lives forever.